Welcome to Jurassic Park.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Why don't we just wait here for a little while?
Do you want to know what it is?
There's no knowing where you might be swept off to.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee.
I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
There's a special rug in hell reserved for people who waste good scotch.
He peed on my rug!
He peed on the dude's rug.
Do your worst.
Final report of the commercial starship Nostromo.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Welcome to Your Feature Presentation, the podcast where we explore stories through the latest movies and pop culture. I am your host, Heath Fall, and today we are talking about Fantastic Four, Dune Messiah, Buzz, and with me today, as usual, as always, Andrew McKay.
A pleasure every week, Heath. Hello.
Hey, so we have some awesome stuff to talk about. Let's just jump right into it. This is a mini episode because we've got a movie talk coming next week. So let's just jump right in. Fantastic Four trailer has been released. This is a really interesting thing to me because I think Marvel is really trying to jump back into the game. We just had the Captain America, the Captain Falcon, as we should be calling it, that movie out. So what are your initial thoughts about the Fantastic Four and this like crazy July?
I'm really excited about the Fantastic Four. The trailer got me excited. I do not really experience excitement over Marvel projects at this point. It's been a number of years, probably since a Spider-Man movie, that I was excited. So I am really pumped. The aesthetic looks cool and fresh. The actors are amazing. The director seems like he's picked an avenue to go down, and so that's kind of divergent. That's what I mean by that. Like, he's picked a road that Marvel doesn't seem like they've done before, and I'm excited. I think it'll definitely get me into the theater, which I think is the point.
Yeah. Well, I disagree. I hated the Divergent series.
Oh.
I thought it was not great. As soon as you said Divergent, that's all I thought. So this is
less traveled.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a crazy July this summer. We've got the Fantastic Four, July 25th, Superman, July 11th, and Jurassic World, July 2nd.
Yes.
So we literally have a Marvel movie, a DC movie, and a Jurassic Park movie all coming out the same month. I know as soon as I say that, there's going to be people who are pumped beyond belief. I know there's going to be people that are like, just stop bringing these remakes back. Stop doing it. You know, Marvel's dead. Jurassic World's dead. And I am the opposite. I want these movies to be made. I want them to be good movies. So we have all three of these have trailers now. What trailer looks best to you?
Ooh, I would say the Fantastic Four trailer looks the best. That looks the best. That's the one I was most excited for, the one that I watched most intently, and the one that I rewatched actually the most amount of times.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I agree. I think that one is my favorite looking trailer, the one that got me excited the most. Would you say that's also the movie you're excited for the most in July of the three?
No, not even close.
And I have a guess.
What is
I want to hear your guess. I think you're most excited for Jurassic World.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Gareth Edwards is one of my favorite directors. Yeah.
So that's something interesting. I think Superman, by the trailer, looks the worst of the three. And then
which is saying a lot because it looks really good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks great.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it looks bad. I've been seeing some people talk about, like, his face looks weird in this one shot. I'm just like, I don't want to be that nitpicky because I am so trusting.
The flying shot where he's kind of like.
Yeah. I think they just, like, I don't know. I think they just, like, were trying to make it look like he was going really fast. And,
yeah, like,
just
I don't know. The camera kind of doing, like, a bendy thing. But also, when you're looking beyond an object, like, the camera is the object of our focal point, and when you're looking beyond it, you can tell just a little bit. Like, if you're ever having a conversation with someone and you let your eyes focus like what would be 100 feet behind them, they're going to be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah.
So I think he was just looking off into the distance, and the camera was weird. Like,
Yeah.
But anyway, I agree with you. Don't nitpick it. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't nitpick it. Yeah, I think that's a little too intense. Like, I get it if you don't like the trailer, but that seems like not something that I would harp on personally. So Fantastic Four is the only one that's really an unknown director doing this movie. So that's the one, I think the trailer looks the best, but it's definitely the one that I am the most nervous about. It looks amazing. I'm going to go see it. But then Superman is directed by James Gunn. And I think looking at his body of work, I think that's the best chance for being the best movie. Now,
That's an interesting point. Yeah.
because James Gunn, like, what's he done? The last 3 Guardians movie, he did the second Suicide Squad movie. These are good, solid movies. And I think, I agree. I'm the most excited for Jurassic World. The trailer looks good. I'm excited for it. But Gareth Edwards is the director. So he's from Rogue One, which is definitely my favorite and definitely your favorite Disney Star Wars era.
For sure.
And you even like it better than A New Hope. So
That's correct.
say something to Andrew in the comments about him liking Rogue One more.
Bully me, I dare you.
But yeah, so I think that's kind of sets us up for, like, we've got 2 pretty solid directors. I think Gareth Edwards has kind of a Ridley Scott issue of style over substance. I think his movies always look amazing, but I think sometimes they fall short. Rogue One, I think, is a perfect movie. I would say that. It's definitely like a 9.9 to me. Like, it is such a quality movie, but he also had a lot of help on that movie.
Yeah, and I would say that that sentiment is echoed by most. I think most people after the Creator, because the hype for Creator in the trailer, all the visuals, the actors was really high, and it didn't really pay off for a lot of people. So I think that you're probably pretty close there.
Yeah.
At least with the populace opinion, which I don't hold against you, buddy. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I hope, and I think I like the Creator more than most people, and I like Godzilla more than most people.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can argue that those movies don't look incredible. But I think some people would say there's some story issue. I mean, the Creator, that was all Gareth Edwards, which is such a cool thing. But so that's why I think, maybe Jurassic World, but Jurassic World to me is in such a bad place. I rewatched Jurassic World, the first one, fairly recently and really enjoyed it. And then, is it Fallen Kingdom is next?
Fallen Kingdom and then Dominion.
And I think they just got worse as they went on.
For sure.
The third one, I mean, I really love The Critical Drinker, and he brings up so many good points about it, but just like, man, in Dominion, it's like, why are we following like these locusts? Like, this is a dinosaur movie. Give us dinosaurs. It kind of feels like we make those statements, like, if it's going to be a bad movie, make it entertaining. And when I go to see a dinosaur movie and your main protagonist is a swarm of locusts, I'm like, I'm gone. You've lost me.
I think that
it could have been more fun.
The Kong Godzilla movies are proof that people will pay lots of money to go see a fun, entertaining monster movie.
Oh, yeah. Dore Kong. Have you been to the Universal ride, the King Kong ride? No. It's so good. The animatronic, that little, she's like I don't know if it's like a witch doctor or what. She's the lady who says the Dore Kong. And it is the freakiest, like, animatronic I've ever seen. You walk past this, you're like, is that actually a person in a costume? It's all dark in there. Ugh. Freaky.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be a great July. It's going to be a crazy July. I mean,
I agree.
All of these are going to be insane. Okay, moving on. So there has been some. Well, actually, let's talk about more Marvel movies, and I'll tell you some stuff. So I saw Captain America.
Cool.
Brave New World, and this is going to be a spoiler-free thoughts because you have not seen it, and correct. I know it just at the time of the recording, this has only been out for a week or something like that. So, I just want to get some initial thoughts. I thought it was decent. I thought it was the worst Captain America movie of the 4, but I think those movies are all really good, and it would be the bottom of my list, but it was still a fun, straightforward adventure.
That's encouraging. I think that might actually make me want to go see it while it's still on its like theater run.
Yeah, I would suggest it. It feels the most like Captain America First Avenger, the first one. It's a very kind of straightforward story. It wraps up at the end, and also it kind of touches on several other threads that we haven't had anything. So it talks about, like, it brings up some Eternal stuff, and it brings up some kind of like Hulk stuff. And I think it's an okay movie. It didn't wow me, but it entertained me, and it actually made me excited for Thunderbolts, because I was like,
nice,
I'm ready for the next Marvel movie. And I was like, we've talked about how there's like Marvel has really fallen off since Endgame, and I still think there's some quality stuff there, but it just feels like there's more bad than good. And for me personally, I'm never very far. I like these characters, and it's just like they're fun to jump back into. It's like if you give me it's under 2 hours, which is cool too. So I went with my wife, and she was like, I love that it was under 2 hours. I love that I could follow the plot. And so it's like, I think this has a good chance of being a good financial success, and just to get people like ready for the next Marvel movie.
Yeah, not trying to do like 2.5 hours of content for something that people might not be ready for or interested in yet. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, because I was going to bring up too, since Endgame, we've had some good, some bad, and I'd love to hear kind of what you liked, what you didn't like, or maybe like what some positives you saw. But so we had Loki, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man Far From Home, Eternals, Doctor Strange, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Wakanda Forever, Echo, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Thor, Love and Thunder, which I think that's a lot of people's struggle right there, is those 4. Like that just is like, Echo, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Thor,
Love and
Thunder. It's just like, they're all bad. Secret Invasion, The Marvels, and then we have Deadpool and Wolverine and Agatha, and then now Captain America 4.
Man, yeah, almost all of those I don't like.
Yeah.
There's
Quantumania. And Guardians 3. Forgot about
that's
those.
a good point. Guardians 3 was fun. Shang-Chi was great. I really liked Shang-Chi. WandaVision, I liked most of it, but I felt like it didn't deliver at the end for me. Agatha all along, I have not even cracked. I have not watched a single second of that show.
No. I was
Loki was a little bit of a letdown. Like, it was cool, season 2, but I don't know.
I struggle because I think they don't have enough material to warrant these amount of shows. I don't think, like, to me, I was like, you know what would have made Captain America 4 amazing is if they had condensed Falcon and the Winter Soldier and Captain America 4, all of that stuff, like, cut some of the stuff out, but like, you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is all about how he's struggling to take up the mantle of Captain America.
Right.
And like,
that's a good 30 minutes. Like,
yeah,
that's a nice 30-minute intro to the movie.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that. And then the main thing, it's like, I don't know. I just think this, like, a lot of these TV shows, they should have been an hour and a half straight to streaming movie, you know, or like, or just held it out for the main, like the main story, you know? But yeah, I think we've gotten a lot of just like subpar. We've got everything okay. But then Deadpool and Wolverine, and I kind of feel like that's an outlier because it's not really in, I mean, it's become a part of the MCU, but that is so its own thing. And we've had so many entertaining Deadpool movies already. The TV shows, I feel like, are where they're really, I think they're hurting themselves. And I think that was definitely meant to be the opposite. They were meant to like push the story and be like, hey, we can't always focus on this, but we're going to give you a Hawkeye TV show. But then it made me less excited because, like, well, I just saw Hawkeye, I just saw Winter Soldier, and also they are losing all of anyone listening to this podcast is like a movie fan. The people we're married to, the people we hang out with that are less movie fans, they're losing all of those people because
Absolutely.
it's taking away so much, like, which I like. I appreciate Captain America 4 did not do this. It's like you didn't need to watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It just added to it. But so many of these Marvel projects, you have to be like, oh, no, you have to go see this before you watch this. And then I'm like, people are like, I don't have time, like, I don't know. I think it discourages people more.
Yeah, I mean, when there's 7 45-minute episodes or 8 or 9 as the preamble, like you have to watch this before you watch this movie, I think that discourages people, especially when you ask like, oh, so it's good. And they're like, no.
Yeah.
You have to watch about 5 hours of TV and it's not very good. But for some reason, you need that to go watch this 1.5, 2-hour movie. So it is a bit weird. Like back in like phase 1 and 2 and 3 of Marvel movies, it was like you have to see these other movies which are culturally relevant, and most people are going to see them, so you can go with friends or whatever. But it's just a movie. Like it's an isolated movie.
Yeah.
So you sit down, you have the experience, and then you're up to speed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the episodic storytelling, I don't think has gone well for Marvel. Where they're trying to draw out your attention for 8 weeks at a time.
Yeah.
I think WandaVision did it well because it was written and filmed to be that type of story. But like Falcon and Winter Soldier feels like the first half of a movie for sure.
Yeah. And I think TV is just such a different thing. I think some of the best TV examples, would be all the cliche ones like, Breaking Bad or like Game of Thrones. And especially Game of Thrones, I watched it coming out because I'm 187.
It's true. Yeah.
And I watched every episode, like Sunday night, I'd watch the episode and I would get like bummed when I saw the credits because I was like, oh,
Yes.
It's over. I want more. With a lot of these Marvel shows, I never felt that way. And it was just kind of like, if they spaced them out, then it was less like, okay, maybe I'll watch it when it comes out. Or if it was all bingeable, or you could binge it, you'd watch all of them together and be like, I kept watching, but I didn't have that drive to keep watching. Like, I think it's more about, people always talk about, can they release the whole season, or it's better if they just do weekly? I don't think it matters that much. I think the quality of the show is what matters. Like
Truly.
If it's amazing, you're going to be back per episode released weekly. If it's amazing, you're going to binge the whole thing. Like, oh man, did they give us an awesome 6-hour Daredevil Reborn? Or no, is it Reborn or Rebirth? I always confuse it. Rebirth.
Daredevil Born Again.
Born Again. It's neither. It's Born Again. Daredevil Reborn. If that comes out and it's like, here's 8, 10 episodes, whatever, 6 hours, and it's amazing. Like, oh, how cool would that be? Just like Saturday, watching the whole thing. But if the quality's not there, you're going to turn it off.
That's true.
Yeah. All right. So as we end, I want to talk about a gripe. This isn't even in the notes. Heath has a gripe.
I love it.
Ball out of left field. So we're talking a lot, and we're very excited for Christopher Nolan's next movie, The Odyssey. There's a lot of people saying that Tom Holland is Odysseus, and it's driving me crazy because I don't know. It could be. I've not seen anything. I've seen a lot of people say it's Matt Damon is Odysseus. I've seen a lot of people say it's Tom Holland. IMDb says it's Matt Damon. And if you know the story of The Odyssey, how could Tom Holland play him? Like, he's supposed to have a son when this starts. Yeah. He's supposed to be like a general, like a king general as they're leaving to go to Troy. It's like, I just don't think you can do this it's like, okay, Tom Holland's what, in his 20s? It's like, okay, he could have a son right then, but it's like I don't know. I just don't.
You don't cast Tom Holland. His actual age is like late 20s, but you don't cast him as a late 20s character.
Yeah,
because he looks so good.
Yeah.
If you're listening, come on to the pod.
Yeah, join us. Let's talk about this. And I don't know. There's a lot of cool characters on there, and I think a lot of people. I've just heard a lot of both. I think like there's a lot of people like, well, it's obviously Matt Damon, and a lot of people are. It's like Tom Holland's going to play Odysseus, and especially so that we just got the image with Odysseus, or we just got Matt Damon as dressed up like a. Where's he from?
Roman centurion.
Yeah, type. What's the place that they're from? Oh, I can't remember that. There's like a province that Odysseus is the king of.
I'll be your Jamie.
Look it up for me. And so I don't know. I just feel like if you release this photo with him dressed like that, why? Like that's got to be your main character, right? Because that's how you're going to go. I don't know. That's just me. And like I said, I trust IMDb.
Yeah, you don't release a side character as the first look. You release the title character. He's from Ithaca.
Ithaca. There we go.
Ithaca, Greece. So I said, what did I say? A Roman centurion? Idiot. I've literally read the book. I'm so dumb. I think of the Odysseus character I thought was well portrayed with Ralph Fiennes. Did you see or hear about that movie, The Return?
No, I heard about it. So explain to us what The Return is. And you saw it?
I did not see it.
Okay.
It's on my list. Yeah, definitely one for me to watch. So Ralph Fiennes portrays Odysseus coming back and going through some of those trials and struggles. He's, I think, battle worn is an incorrect term. He is absolutely ground down to the bone.
I saw an interview where he was like, I wanted to look ropey for this role.
Yeah. They asked him about his physique, and he was like, I didn't want to be muscular, and I didn't want to be like have too much weight on me. I wanted my body to look ropey and like muscular, where it's like I'm almost starved, but I'm still strong, and he did it.
Yeah.
But that's the type of way I visualize Odysseus. And so Matt Damon, I think, is the good age for that character. That would be an interesting thing to compare the two movies when they come out. Is like Ralph Fiennes versus Matt Damon. But
yeah, what I heard about The Return is that it was a little slower, more of a drama. Yeah. And I think Christopher Nolan is definitely going to go more of the epic kind of route. Mm-hmm. But I think that's also cool that they show how much meat there is to this story, that you can have a movie about just the ending. Like that's pretty sweet
absolutely. One thing I did hear, because of Christopher Nolan's love and commitment to practical effects, they have a massive animatronic like puppet for the Cyclops.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Physical Cyclops on set, like in camera. And that, I think, would make me nervous if it was anyone other than Christopher Nolan. Like, if he's doing something practical, it's going to be so cool.
And I still think about our joke that if Disney was making the Odyssey, Jack Black would be the Cyclops. Dude, I'm going to eat you, man.
Watch out, bro.
All right. Well, sweet. So let's end real quick with what's the binge? What are you binging, man? What are you excited about? What are you enjoying?
Man, I am thoroughly enjoying Severance still. I'm also binge reading. I'm trying to finish Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson.
Stormlight Archive.
I'm binge reading. Yes, Stormlight Archive. Binge reading that. I have about 200 pages left. And binge watching as much as you can with a weekly episode. Severance. So Severance has got my attention. That story is just pulling me right along. I'm like completely encapsulated, surrounded by it. Like my whole TikTok algorithm is like Severance theories. Oh, it's so cool.
Oh, that's
what about you? What are you binging?
Yeah, that's so cool too that you're like thinking about it when you're not watching it too. I feel like that's one of the markers of such
Just
a great
like
TV
you,
show.
Heath.
Yeah.
Just like you.
I think about you too, man.
Aw.
Especially because you're right downstairs and I'm upstairs. You know, the drywall is the completed area, but no. So right now, I'm going through The Terror, which is a TV show. It's like a horror, ancient ship. I think it's 1800s. I want to say.
Cool.
It's been out for a while, but I just hadn't finished it. I started it, and it just I was like, I finally need to watch this show. And so it's about these two ships. They're trying to find their way through Antarctica, and they get stuck in the ice. And it's just it's freaky. It's like isolationist. It's what's going on. There's like Lost vibes without giving some stuff away. Thoroughly enjoying it. Not sure if it sticks the landing, but I'm in my free time. That's what I'm checking out.
That sounds awesome. I love that.
All right. Mini episode today, Gran Turismo next week with the Max HP himself, Nicky boy. Check that out. It's going to be a super fun episode. Andrew, my comrade, take us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. As always, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you get your podcasts. Like us and follow us on those platforms. You can find us also on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We post shorts and reels and TikToks every single day. Interacting with those, liking, sharing, or our personal favorite, commenting to keep conversations going. Helps us grow the channel and just makes it really, really fun. So don't forget to do those things. Your feature presentation on all platforms, actually. Heath, are you going to go see a movie?
Go see a movie.
Go see a movie.